Okay, hello everyone, AnEvilSnowman here,
really
and since I got such good feedback previously from my, how would we say, less formal guides, I'm going to bring you another one. And this time, I'm covering something that I really like, and that's called Creep Cut and Axe. Now, as soon as I actually spawn, because I do come into this game relatively later than everyone else, we can have a look at that. And as Hero Chase, I want this on so we can actually follow me around. I do end up picking Axe. Not particularly sure if I randomed or not, but the whole point is to show you, no I didn't random, exactly what I came up with. And as you can see, spawn is at taking Counter Helix first, Stout Shields, Ring of Protection, Iron Branch, and a Healing Salve.
30 seconds.
Looks pretty jungly, doesn't it? Okay, now this is something I really enjoy. It's called Creep Cutting. This is currently my favourite thing to do. If the team doesn't know how to react to it, they're fucked, basically. They don't know what to do. I did get a really good lane for it. As you can see, I'm actually going to go Creep Cutting in the top lane. That's because I'm Radiant. If I was Dire, I would do it in the bottom lane. Pretty standard there, and you'll see why.
So I am told.
I grabbed this illusion rune, which really helped out a lot. Move the illusions over to my lane, so that kind of distracts them a little bit. And I move in just to here. Okay, and I've got my mouse. Now I'm going to end up here on the map. Now just follow the pointer. I'm recording this live and I'm holding my microphone. Pop my head out. They didn't see me, which was lucky. So that didn't do anything. Whereas over here on my runes, I can probably observe with this at the same time. They only see two illusions. Now they're probably aware that it's illusions, but that doesn't matter. Now, as you can see here, when I see that the creeps have just passed by on my end, because I actually get vision of them, I run up to here and start just getting damaged by them. Axe's Counter Helix procs, and that starts to kill all the creeps. Now I'm getting lots of last hits, but more importantly, they're not getting any creeps to push back, so this pushes into their tower. Now our PL, these are bad players, by the way. I'm not taking any credit for something that it shouldn't be. There, double check down here where the lane is, run up through here, grab the creeps again, start Counter Helix. And now this is important because the Stout Shield's blocking some damage. Ring of Protection's increasing my armor, so it's at 4. And with another Counter Helix proc, we got a lot of hits. Run back down, decide that it's probably time to use a Healing Salve, but then someone decides to leave the game, so we'll just speed up past that. Like I said, live, very informal. Less production value means I can put out content a lot more quickly. Faceless Void does that. They return. Okay, I double check that everyone's okay, and we can return this back down to normal speed. And we can watch this game. Now, I realise, yep, probably should go do some jungle. See that Faceless Void is coming to come and get me. He doesn't do too much. I am now back at full health. Pop out again, using this side, using our side, because it's symmetric, the DotA map. So although I can't see this because of the Fog of War, I do manage to see it because of that. Getting all the hits there, and that's 3 waves of creeps that have just came straight into their tower that they've had to deal with. This allows PL to push a little bit more. I see that Faceless Voids went down there. Use Battle Hunger on to our Spirit Breaker. Spirit Breaker's just not going to be able to get any last hits there at all. Reason for that is, what has he got? He was miles away from any creeps that would be available to him. Battle Hunger on him, Turret Dive, managed to get First Blood as well. Very good start with Creep Cut and Axe. Manages to get Tranquil Boots. The reason to take Tranquil Boots is because Tranquil Boots are fantastic for Axe. Especially, I like to jungle a lot. Now, the Slardar actually leaves. I think we do pause again. We should have paused. Anyway, doesn't matter. Move back up here again, checking my side of the map.
Strange to say,
figure out that we're in the right position. Managed to pull. Only get 2 this time. Must have been slacking. Doesn't matter. You can see the reason why this is absolutely fantastic. run around and basically kite him. Now, Battle Hunger is a huge amount of damage, as you can see. Ends up doing duration of 13 seconds at 21 damage per second. So it's about 200 damage at level 4. I'm level 4, but I'm getting a lot of last hits. It's 3 minutes into the game. He's level 2. That's a lot of damage. He has a strength hero, so it isn't as bad. This is kind of a blunder on my part, because this is giving them vision of me. I paused the game because I think I'm doing quite well. Probably going to use this for a video, and I need to say that I'm a stand-up guy. This would not normally have happened, but I came into this with the expectation of using this for a video. So we're just going to speed it back up a little bit and wait for Slaughter to reconnect. Did they decide that they didn't want Slaughter to reconnect? I think so. Anyway, that's enough creep cutting. We're getting a pretty good lead. Move back down here. This way we can pick up our boots and start building towards another item that I really like on Axe, which is Mechanism. Now, Mech, kinda, you would say it wouldn't be standard. I love Mech on Axe. The Armorer, I love Mech on most heroes, to be honest. And it's very underused. Most people see it as a support item. I don't at all. Now, here is something else. Since we're cutting creeps, we have access to this lane. We're actually adventuring out somewhere where they shouldn't be. So they think it's pretty safe to do certain things like sending their courier up. I see the courier. Extra money for Axe. It's fantastic. I will do another guide on ways we can avoid that in the future. Now, I've tried to keep these creeps alive, because the more these are alive, the more procs counter helix I'll get. I do get a little bit greedy, and that bash was very lucky. I managed to do my increase my armor up to like 40, which is ridiculous. And if I could just get a little bit more lucky with some more counter helix procs, it would have been better. Provided PL would have showed up, we would have got a double kill, but he was too busy farming somewhere else. And now this tower is taking a lot of damage because it's just creeps coming up. PL is also would have been quite easily be able to attack that tower as well. So that's something to consider. Now, I'm not going to go through the whole game because that would be ridiculous, and these are meant to be short, little informal guides, and you've kind of got the gist of it. So essentially all I'm doing is using this side, because using the symmetry of the DotA map to double check where the creeps are going to be, pop out the lane, counter helix as much as possible, and if they don't know how to react, then you're just going to win the game. So some variations on this. I have had a Darkseer come with me. So Darkseer uses Ion Shell on Axe. Axe pops out, starts using counter helix plus the damage from the Ion Shell. It's a huge, huge amount. Okay. Also, bringing Undying along with you if they're starting to react to it. When Undying decides to show up and start doing things. Sorry, when the enemy heroes show up and start to try and kill you, Battle Hunger, and then drop a Tombstone. This will spawn from all the creeps as well, so it'll help push the lane even further. All the creeps end up showing up at their tower and take a lot of damage. Okay, back into that. There is, and I just continue to cut creeps. This was stupid. This clockwork, I think, does he cogs me? He should have just stood next to me. There's no reason why he shouldn't have. The counter helix, he would have easily been able to survive that. He should have at least tried to get a deny on one of those. I'm relying on counter helix procs. It would have been relatively easy. Anyway, so there's mech on Axe. One last thing I want to highlight from this game, and if you just give me a second, is something I've seen in an Alliance game quite recently. I can't remember what league it was from, but it really impressed me, and that was Dagon Axe. Why is Dagon Axe good? Now you see me being a total scrub. Do I actually manage to kill this? Yes, I do. Took a lot of damage in the process, but I do have my tranquils, allowing me to get more Dagon recipes. Now, Dagon and Axe, while you're ahead, is fantastic. Okay? The reasoning behind this: one, could have got a lot faster if I didn't take mech, but mech's just too good for on, I would say, any strength hero, really. Axe actually suffers from low armor. You get the armor bonus, you get an active heal, and you get the HP regeneration. Mech is absolutely fantastic. I love mech. Mech's great. Can't speak higher of it. The reason for the Dagon, however, now if you look at this, it's currently at Dagon 3, so that's 600 burst damage. Let's take a quick look at our Luna. Luna has 700 health. If I Dagon her, let's say it takes off half because of resistances and stuff like that, would bring her down to about half health, 300. Let's double check Axe's ult here. Axe's ult, as long as you're below 400 health, 450 health, I get an instant kill. Hopefully if we can speed the game up a little bit, we'll be able to get in there somewhere that I can use that. And do we... no, this is just where I die. Is it? Is it where I die? Not sure. I have 13 health, so I'm basically one hit away. Provided I can get... there's the Dagon went down. In fact, I'm just going to reverse the game a little bit. Like I said, feedback on these is very much appreciated. I am aware these are informal, but that's kind of the idea. And we'll do hero chase, not free cam, hero chase at standard speeds on Axe. Went back a little bit too far, I think. Regen, teleport in, just run all the way up. And here we go, back down to normal speed. My observing skills, by the way, I would cast a lot more if it wasn't for the fact that I hate observing. I think are really bad. We activate that to get bonus armor, just trying to mitigate some damage. I can see that Spirit Breaker's going to show up eventually. Spirit Breaker starts doing stuff. Move there, Dagon into... didn't manage to get it that time. Doesn't matter, we'll keep it in the guide just for absolute clarity's sake of how well this could go badly. Now, we were destroying, not entirely because of me. I think I played well, and Creep Cut and Axe definitely did help. Did I do it that time? No, because my ult's not on cooldown. I just need one of these on film to prove proof of concept. Now, there was an Alliance game that definitely did use this, and I'm not sure where I can direct you. If anyone does know, please leave it in the comments. It'd be much appreciated. Here we go. Taking the bash into the Chronosphere. That's not helpful. Here we go. Where do we do with this? Popping the mech. That kept Luna alive. Also giving me my battle hunger onto Spirit Breaker. Doing a little bit of extra damage. Here comes this. Move some damage. And do we manage to kill it? Slack, I'll pop it up anyway. That's extra damage coming down on me. I really need mana. Now that is the drawback here. If you don't have mana regen, you're fucked. Also, something I noticed while playing this game, almost definitely should have got a Blink Dagger. Because I would be able to hit them with the Dagon, because Dagon's range is ridiculous. But then, because they've got to be in essentially melee range for Culling Blade, I would die. So, it's not a perfect system, but it's really, really fun. And that's the main thing. And I really like this. So we're up at Dagon 5, because we're doing really well. Only 100-second cooldown, and that's a 200-second cooldown. If I got Aghanim's, it would be reduced, but no one's actually going to get Aghanim's on Axe. Except me. I actually quite like Aghanim's on Axe. Turns this into a 6-second nuke. That's ridiculous. It's so, so powerful. Here we go. There's the Dagon, and this is what I was saying when I could probably have got a Blink Dagger. Now I thought I'd be able to catch up. No problem. Not a chance, especially a Faceless Void, because he can just use Time Walk. I think it's Time Walk. I always get Time Walk and Backtrack mixed up. No reason I don't cast. Anyway, we do win this game, by the way, in case you're wondering, but I don't want to go through the whole thing. Dagon, just useful in general at this point. At 27 minutes with a Dagon 5, that's absurdly quick. There we go, there's Axe's smash. Being able to do that. More damage onto the heroes. Triple on, we do manage to get our Dagon up for the double kill. Kind of cheesy and almost definite kill stolen, but I don't care. And that's basically the end of the game. I've covered Creep Cut on an Axe and my build with Dagon and Axe that I really, really like. Makes the game a lot more fun, makes you feel a lot more powerful as well. So I'm AnEvilSnowman, thanks very much for watching, and if you like this, please leave some feedback in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next game.